One of the things I find fascinating about the earliest Jewish Christians is that they knew the Old Testament, what we call the Old Testament, very, very well. But after they met Jesus, it was like they were reading it for the first time, and they saw Jesus everywhere. Almost everything in the Old Testament for them, maybe that's a bit of an overstatement, suddenly became a prophetic message about Jesus. So it is that on the subject of Advent, I'm going to call your attention to two scriptures that you might not expect, because both are in the book of Job. Here's the first, from Job chapter 9, verses 32 through 35, where Job says, God is not a mere mortal like me, that I might answer him, that we might confront each other in court. If only there was someone to mediate between us, someone to bring us together, someone to remove God's rod from me, so that his terror would frighten me no more. Then I would speak without fear of him. But as it now stands with me, I cannot. What is going on here is Job wants to literally sue God for treating him so unfairly. At the same time, Job is frustrated because the only witness he can call is God. So for Job, in that frustration, God is both his star witness and the defendant. And in that frustration, Job says, if only there were someone who might mediate between me and God, someone who could bring us together. On this side of history, I don't know about you, but I just want to shout, Job, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're waiting for. I've met the mediator between God and man. His name is Jesus. As someone on these devotionals has probably already told you, Advent literally means coming, but what the word carries with it is coming for people who are expecting. The theme of this uncommon word, as we use it this season, is expectant waiting for what is coming, or waiting hopefully. So I wonder if I might invite you into a spiritual exercise this Advent season that will place you right smack dab in the tension that is Advent. Every day, try your best to see the world through the eyes of Job. And not only Job, but every other ancient Israelite worshiper of the God that you and I worship. Imagine you are waiting expectantly and hopefully for God's deliverance, but Jesus hasn't come yet. Take a moment every day and do that. Put yourself in a pre-Jesus world just for a moment. That's half of what Advent is. It is locking arms with our ancient brothers and sisters who yearn for God's coming and God's rescue when it hasn't come yet. Here's that second scripture from Job. It's from Job 19, 25 through 27, where Job says, I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the end he will stand on the earth, and after my skin has been destroyed, yet in my flesh I will see God. I myself will see him with my own eyes, I and not another. How my heart yearns within me. The two key phrases from the first scripture, well, the two key words from the first scripture are, the two key words from the first scripture are, if only, and the key phrase from the second scripture is, my heart yearns within me. In so many ways, these two phrases summarize Advent. Job is living simultaneously in the if only and the encouragement of, I know that my Redeemer lives. And because of that, his heart yearns for something more, something that transcends his present frustration and grief and suffering. Your encouragement today in Advent is found in the fact that you know how the story ends. Not only for Job and everyone else who worshiped and trusted God pre-Jesus, but for you as well. The same is true for you. God is not idle in the waiting. God is not idle in your if only and your my heart yearns. You live in that tension. Everything is not visible to you yet in your daily life and your frustration, and you're waiting for Jesus to make order of it all and sense of it all. For you, just as surely as for Job, your Redeemer lives. You will see God, not just at the end of all things, but increasingly in the right now. all the confusion and frustration of whatever's going on for you as a faithful worshiper of God. Be encouraged. Your deliverer is coming.